Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about the one thing that God has given us, the one thing that we have in our arsenal to create a strong connection to our spouse. What is that one thing? It's probably what you think it is. So let's get started. The one thing that helps us create a strong connection to our spouse is intimacy. It's sex. That is the one thing that you cannot delegate to somebody else. You, as his wife, are the only one that can fulfill this role. And so listen, before I even get started with the video, I want to I take for granted that you are married to a good guy. He's not perfect, but he's somebody that treats you with love and respect. He's not anyone that's asking you to do something immoral or illegal. And if he is, then that's a problem. But I just take for granted that you're married to a good guy. So with that in mind, this one thing, this intimacy, this connection with him sexually is something that helps build a strong marriage. It's like taking, think of it as like you're building a house, brick by brick. You lay the brick down, and obviously the more that we are connected to our husbands, the stronger the connection that we can build. Listen to what the Bible says. The Bible is really clear about it. We are not to deprive our husbands of intimacy. The Bible says that when we deprive him, we are giving the devil a foothold. Listen to what the word says. 1 Corinthians 7:2. But since there's so much immorality, each man should have his own wife, and each woman her own husband. The husband should fulfill his marital duty to his wife, and likewise the wife to her husband. Verse 5. Do not deprive each other, except by mutual consent and for a time, so that you may devote yourselves to prayer. Then come back together again, so that Satan will not tempt you because of your lack of self-control. And so, friend, if we are depriving our husbands of this one thing that can keep us strong, connected, and just on the same wavelength, honestly, then you're giving the devil a foothold. And y'all, don't do that. Build your marriage up. And this is one of the tools. Sex is one of the tools that God has given us to build our marriages up. One of the things that the byproducts of intimacy in marriage is just a strong emotional connection with your husband. I used to have a girlfriend that said, you have to be really careful, because when you build these really strong connections to your husband, you could ask him to do anything that you want him to do, but God will never, ever honor that. And so my goal with my husband is to build a strong connection so that we only have eyes for one another. Listen to what God says in the very beginning. When God created marriage, he intended for us to be one flesh. Think about that. He doesn't say this about any other relationship, but he does about marriage. Listen to what he says. This is Genesis 2:24. 2:24. For this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and they will become one flesh. And I love that it says that the man and the wife, they were both naked and they felt no shame. And so, girl, it's time to rally. This isn't something that you can just dismiss away, or something that you can just hope away or delegate away. You are the only one that can do this. And so get your mind wrapped around being intimate with your husband on a regular basis. Light a candle, flash him, do something. You have to be intentional. Get creative and be intentional about not allowing too many days to go by before you've really connected with them. And I just want to say, for those of you moms that have young kids in the house, that's when you're going to really have to be creative. I used to have a friend, her and her husband had a little code word, and the code word was, it's time to clean out the closet. And they both knew what that meant. And so maybe you need to clean out the closet. Or I've got another suggestion. Maybe you just jump in the shower with them and you lock the bathroom door, or you lock the bedroom door. Whatever it is, be intentional, because being intimate with our husbands is the one thing that helps create a really strong connection with your spouse. And with all these marriages breaking up these days, we want our marriage to be strong. Okay, hope that helps. I'll see you in the next video.